Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we have taken up a subject which is slightly different from our daily course. That is, today we'll be discussing about some of the important questions of the previous chapter which we have done, that is Harappan civilization. So firstly we will take up the questions which have come since 2012 to today's date. And after that, we'll be giving you some of the model questions which you can practice from this chapter, and you will be totally confident about that after practicing those. See, first of all, we are not guaranteeing you that only these questions will come in your examination. Nobody can guarantee that. Whoever claims that, they are fools. The thing is that attempting model questions means that you are capable of writing any of the questions which will be asked from this particular chapter. So that is why we have given you total 8 questions, that is the model questions. Apart from that, you are given 2 previous year's questions which have come from this chapter. First of all, from ancient history you won't get that much of questions in mains, and even if you get something from ancient history, you won't be getting that much from medieval history at all. But these 2 portions of history are very much important from the perspective of preliminary. For that, you need a very thorough reading of the book, whichever book you are following, be it Krishna Reddy, be it Spectrum, or be it R.S. Sharma. You have to just go through it very thoroughly, very precisely, so that any kind of short question you can ask, when you are asked, you can answer those. So without further delay, we'll be taking up 2 previous year's question, and we'll be just telling you how to write those things, and we want your answers to send us. Okay, so first of all, let us take the previous year's question. The first question which came: to what extent has the urban planning and culture of Indus Valley Civilization provided inputs to the present day civilization? Okay, you have to discuss about this thing, and the marks is 10 marks only. But in 10 marks, you have to write at least 150 to 160, maximum 170 words. But do always keep it in your mind that never cross 200 when you are asked to write only 150 words, because that is exaggeration, that is unnecessary, and that will cut your marks. We'll make a video how to write mains answer later as well. So for the first question, we have already discussed this in our previous chapter, previous video, how you're going to write that. First you tell the structure of the city, then you tell about the structure of the roads, then you tell about the structure of the temples, then citadels, how they organized the city, how they were very much hygienic. Whenever you are given this, town planning is one of the most important questions. You have to imagine how Harappa was. First you give an introduction of 2-3 sentences, okay, maximum 50 words. Then for 80 to 90 words you write about the structure, and then last 30 to 35 words you write down why it is very much relevant to this present day civilization. Because also in present days modern civilization, all those great cities, they have the similar kind of infrastructure and town planning which Harappan had that time. So this is about the first question. Regarding the second question, you can say the ancient civilization of Indian subcontinent differs from those of Egypt, Mesopotamia and Greece in that its culture and traditions have been preserved without a breakdown to the present day. Comment on it. The mark is 12.5. You have to write down within, I think, 200 words. So how will you address this question? First of all, in the introduction portion, you tell about Egypt, Mesopotamia, Greece and Indian Harappan civilization for 2 lines, not more than that, 2 lines each civilization. What were the characteristics of the civilization? Like Greece, they had the first democratic state, city-state. Like Mesopotamia, they were very were very much enriched in trade, and they had a very smooth system of autocracy. Then Egypt, they invented this, they used this trigonometry while building pyramids and everything. All those very major characteristics of these civilizations. For India, I mean in Harappan, their culture, you know about Harappa, like town planning, then trade and all, everything. So write about these 2 lines maximum for each civilization, then compare that why Indian civilization is still running into our blood, because we still follow that legacy. We have the same kind of food habit to some extent, like rice, then barley, then wheat. We have the same kind of deities, like this phallus symbol, then goddess of Durga, Amba, then we still worship bull. Okay, so this kind of religious tradition we have, which the Mesopotamians, so first of all, they don't have any kind of existence. Greece also, they have came out of their pagan religion and they have embraced Christianity, which means that Greeks they don't serve Jews nowadays. So, and regarding this Egyptian culture, they have also killed their religion, their tradition. I mean, they didn't kill it, wiped away by the course of time, except only one civilization, that is Harappan civilization, which is still very much prevalent into our mindset. So in this way you can structure your question, your answers, and after that in comment section you can say, give your comment, what you think about this thing, whether it is bad, it is good, or whether it should go, whether it should stay. You have to give your own comment on that. So these have been 2 questions from previous years which you have to answer. Please write it down to us. We have given you the email address at the end of our lesson. Please send it to us. Send it in Word format, in PDF format, in picture, whatever you format is convincing to you. But do mark this word that please write it down and please send us clearly. We have to read and we have to correct it and check it. So please send us with clear handwriting. That's all. Now let us move on to the model questions which we have given you to practice. We hope that this will help you to boost your writing speed as well, and also boost your confidence in writing the answers. Okay, now we are going to discuss about some of the model questions which we have provided you, and you have to try the answers on that. We are giving you some points over there. After discussing this, you take up those points, you add your own points, and you write down the answer and send us, because only practice makes a person perfect. So the first question is somewhat similar to the questions we have just now discussed, that is to give a brief account of Harappa's town planning, which I am not going to discuss again. You can give it on your own and you know that very well. Second question is a very tricky question, that is the Harappan civilization is the first civilization of India. Comment. Now I have told you yesterday that after the subaltern studies came, this happened, that civilizations means only the city civilization. This concept have been broken. But still, if you really want to call a man's land or a setting, a human settlement as a civilization, then there should be some kind of characteristics. So first, in this case, you have to first write down why Harappa civilization is called civilization. Then you have to judge whether there were any kind of civilization before or not. Like there were Mehergarh civilization before Harappa in 7000 BC. So, but that was mainly village-based settlements. So whether that can be called as civilization or not, you have to judge that. And after that, you comment on that yes, Harappan civilization was the first civilization or was not. Whatever you write, yes or no, you have to give the justification for your answer. Okay. Now regarding the third question, discuss the probable reasons behind the demise of Indus Valley Civilization. This, We have discussed it earlier day, like there were 4 major reasons for demise of the civilization. The first one is the natural reason, second one is the invaders reason, third one is the reason of the change of the course of river, and fourth one is the decline of trade with the other states. So in this case, you have to first tell that any kind of civilization doesn't have, like, any kind of civilization, it doesn't decay in one day. It takes decades to decay, or maybe in some cases centuries to decay. So why, after telling a kind of very brief introduction, you give the points, and after that you say that thus the civilizations decayed in this way, and this is kind of a normal course of time, and you give a kind of a good conclusion to that. The fourth question: discuss the elements of worshipping in Harappa, which has been inculcated by later civilizations. So yes, in this case, you have to first discuss about the worshipping methods of Harappan people, how they worship, what goddess or what deities they have worshipped, their nature worshipping and everything. After that, we have to tell about those things or those worshipping methods which we are still carrying as a legacy of that civilization as a Indian. So that you have to read, you have to understand, and you have to write. I'm giving you some basic fundamental understandings of the question. Now you have to write, you have to do the hard work, and you have to send us the answers. The fifth question is also a tricky question. Was Harappan culture Vedic? Discuss. Now regarding this thing, I would like to tell you that hold your breath a little, because this Vedic culture we haven't done yet. When after doing this thing, after completing our Vedic cultures, Aryan culture or Rig Vedic culture, later Vedic periods culture, these kind of chapters, after discussing all those things, you can take up this question and answer, and try to answer that, because there you have to have a very what should I say, you have to have a very proportionate amount of discussion of what is Harappan culture and what is Vedic culture, and after that only you can discuss about the fact. You have to compare both the cultures. Question 6: discuss about the religious beliefs and practices of Harappan people. This is somewhat like the question number 4 or D. Discuss the elements of worshipping in Harappa. Okay, but the second part of the question is different here in question number F or 6. That is, which all elements have been taken by the Aryans from them. This is also kind of a taking away question from the typical Harappan chapter, because you have to know about the Aryan culture a little. After that, you can answer this question very easily. We'll be doing the Aryan culture in our next video, so don't worry about that. We'll be providing you the answers, whatever we are giving here. Question number 7: Harappa civilization was way ahead than its contemporaries. Comment. Of course, you have to comment on it. This is also like the second question of previous years. Why the Harappan civilization were different from the other contemporary civilizations like Mesopotamia, Greece, and all. So you can write down that in a very elaborative way here. Like you have to give why it was developed or why it was different. Its trade, its settlements, its culture, its food habit, why it was considered way ahead, what laps were there in other civilizations which Harappa proceeded or succeeded in pouring in. So you have to think about those cultures a little, and after that you have to write this thing. And last, the 8th question is: discuss the trade and commerce of Indus Valley Civilization. This is a very easy question. We know that we have, Indian civilization or Harappan civilization have traded with Africa, then Iran, then Mesopotamia, then in some of the countries of Central Europe as well, in Greece also. So you have to give a brief account of the trade and commerce, which all things we used to export, which all things we used to import. You have to give a brief account of that. It's only 10 marks question. You have to write only 100 to maximum 150 words, and your question will be done. So these are some model questions you have to give. I hope that you will be giving us the answers, because we sincerely wish to get responses from you. So please check out these questions. Please try to answer those. If you can't answer any of the questions, please tell us. We'll be sending you the model answers as well. Please give your email address in our comment section if any of you are unable to write down these answers, or you can directly mail us and send your queries to us. You can directly mail us and ask for the answers as well. If you are not able to answer any of the questions, we'll be providing you with that. So I hope that it is a very short video, and it is about some of the important questions, model questions, which you may get. So I hope that this video is beneficial to you, and you will appreciate our venture in this way as well. So thank you very much for staying with us. Thank you. Stay well, stay safe. We'll meet in the next video with Aryan culture. Thank you.